Hey, hey, hey! Glad to see you here. Thank you so much. My name is Landon Marina. I've been a single mom for over a decade. I'm sharing with you mistakes I've made and things I've learned because I want you to learn from them, and I want you to take care of yourself for the better and to not be living your life in a pity party of loneliness and bad decisions. And I am just gonna take a moment here to say, if this is your first time, welcome. And if this isn't, then thank you so much for your support. I'm really excited. Some of you have been reaching out to me. I appreciate the emails, TikTok. Y'all have been supporting on TikTok and Instagram and the comment section. Thank you so much. Like, when you respond to me and respond to my videos and tell me how you're feeling, I know I'm not just speaking to a brick wall, which, don't get me wrong, brick walls have their places, you know. You can get a lot of self-healing done talking to a brick wall if you ask the right questions, you know what I'm saying. But it's nice to know I'm building community here, because that's what I'm trying to do. Today, how to feel better as a single mom is going to be third part to the series in feelings for the single mom. And if you've been a single mom for a long time, or if you're just becoming one. So that's what we're talking about today. And I'm going to be looking down sometimes for my laptop because I have my notes here. I have to make sure I'm saying what, you know, the main points of this video. So how to feel better as a single mom. The last video I talked about your feelings and questions to ask. Actually, in the last two videos I spoke about that, so I'll just leave that up. How is that feeling, or feelings, how are they? How is it dangerous for you to feel that way? And I ask you that not so that you can feel even worse, right? I'm asking you because if we can look all around a feeling sometimes, especially the ones that are anchored in our soul. And what I mean by anchored in our soul here is the feelings that stay deep within us oftentimes can take over our personalities, and that's the feeling we kind of live in. And that in itself is one key way that it is dangerous, because we don't want to teach our children the worst part of ourselves, the part twisted in feelings and emotions we aren't aware of because we haven't acknowledged them. We want to show them the best part of ourselves. And so that's dangerous. We don't get to show our children the true selves we want to show them, if that makes sense. I'm a single mom, and that's what I talk about. I talk about my experience and what I learned along the way, and I hope that it will help you. That being said, about those feelings, there are a series of ways someone might be diagnosed with a cold, right? A broken leg, schizophrenia, ADHD, PTSD, a lot of things, right? There are a series of ways that they can be diagnosed, but the one way that they all hold in common is the doctor always asks a series of questions about how they are feeling. You decide to empower yourself by addressing them. You become the doctor. You can become the doctor and the patient of your life, right? Because we're all the patients, but only some of us choose to be also the doctors. I'm not saying it's easy. It takes effort, but it's doable. So asking yourself questions: how are these feelings showing up in my body? Are you tense anywhere in your body when you feel this feeling? Where? Write it down, and it'll be a point of reference for you later. But also, your body remembers. I think your body remembers writing it out, honestly. And that gives you the feeling of being heard. And if not you, then your body, of being heard. Because we oftentimes are so disconnected from ourselves, our past, our experiences, that we don't realize they're still there. Like little friends are being ignored that we're ignoring. Okay, write those feelings down as to how they're showing up in your body. We talked about your body, but now we want to talk about your actions. I want you to think about question number 2 for yourself. How are these feelings showing up in your life? What action typically follows behind when you get that feeling? Do you want your children to express themselves in the same manner you just expressed yourselves when you acted out of that emotion? Is that going to help them in their success? Is that going to make you proud as their mother? So these are questions to ask yourself to see how is it showing up? How am I acting in my life? This leaves rooms for danger as well, because sometimes what we act out, if our children did it, it would land them in jail or in an abusive relationship, and we don't want to demonstrate that. Mainly, is that way of expression getting you to a place of peaceful achievement? Is it lifting up your spirit when you act that way? Or a lesson for success that your kids would benefit from seeing? A little experience for myself when it comes to this question. I was losing my temper quite often at one point in time, and I was just fed up, and I was able to realize that I was acting from a place of anger. And anytime you act from a place of emotion that you're not aware of, it's going to hinder the way that you're even heard from the other person, but especially from a child. Like I've said before, they are in rhythm with our rhythm. So if deep down I am dealing with her from a place of anger and disdain and exhaustion, she's gonna come back to me with that same energy. Even if she don't know. I didn't know until I started thinking about it. If in your time of self-discovery you wonder, why do I feel this way? Why do I act like that when I feel this way? You might want to ask yourself these questions. Where was this behavior demonstrated to you? And also, how did it make you feel as a child when it was just demonstrated to you? And what would have been better? And then try to act from there. And that's because we're connected. You're magnets. So definitely want to think about, how are you living that out, your emotions and how you feel. So number 3 that I want you to think about, my mom and my grandmother, they would ask me to do something, and then I would have a little attitude. They would say, you ain't hurting nobody but yourself. This growing up, and I didn't know what they meant for the life of me. But now I know. The way I treat, the way I react, the way I handle, the way I deal with others and spend my energy has a direct effect on my own energy and my own well-being, right? My positive energy. I hurt myself when I act from a place of old feelings that never got a good listening to, from the one person that should have been listening and caring the most. Me. So this is where you go ahead and look at yourself and see, how are you dealing with things? When you're driving in a car and someone's not acting right in the way they're driving, are you immediately angry? Why? There's some other anger there that's coming from. So we just need to look and listen to our feelings and reassess, because it exhausts us. A lot of times single parents are exhausted for this same reason. How is it affecting you, your energy? When you do things and you don't know why you're doing that, even though you can see the result isn't good. Okay, well, why? What is deep down in you that would allow you to make that decision, would encourage you to make that decision, really? Because our feelings can encourage poor behavior. In that case, that's a problem. That's where this work can start clearing out some of that. And you can actually enjoy being with yourself, because you listen to yourself and you treat yourself right. And you know you can count on you, and you know that you're going to listen, and you know that you're not just going to listen. Not only are you going to listen, but you're going to be compassionate, and you're going to talk to your sweet to yourself, and you're going to do a little something for yourself. That's what this journey does. And people just don't understand this, and they go straight to trying to date. You should be able to come up with some of your own questions as well, as I know you will. You'll have your own emotions and discussions with yourself. It's important. And please email me if you need to know what questions to ask. You know, what questions to ask, because a lot of times we're just not taught the questions to ask. to unhook ourselves from that constant way of feeling, that constant anger that comes up every time our child does something that we didn't expect them to do or didn't want them to do. Every time a man walks by, we're, oh, I wish I had a man. Every time that, you know, we get a wedding invitation, we, that's not no way to be. No, we can't do that. We can't. So please, do what you gotta do, girl. Do what you gotta do. But you are not done yet. You're a single mom, and you're gonna succeed. And you're gonna do it with class and dignity. And you're not just gonna take any old person that comes along and let them be in the company of you and your children, because you're gonna create such a great safety haven, such a great life. Okay, so the main questions to ask yourself about your feelings are: how are the feelings showing up in my body, and how are the feelings showing up in my actions through life? Is it dangerous to feel how I feel? How is it endangering the ones around me? These feelings that I'm not looking at. Comment below, let me know. I'm really interested in your growth. I'm interested in you just being curious about this. If you're not ready to do these things, but you just want to watch the videos until you are, perfect. Yeah, you can do that. We're gonna do this together. So please take care of yourself.